under the blazing sun of the Arizona frontier, where dust storms moved like restless ghosts on the horizon, shimmered like molten gold. A lone cowboy named Colton Hayes rode across the silent desert, with the calm determination of a man shaped by the land itself. But even he felt a strange shiver when he heard the old legends whispered in trading. Posts about a towering Apache woman named Kanya, stronger than any warrior, braver than any chief, and so fiercely independent that she declared no man alive was strong enough to stand beside her. Yet destiny had a way of bending even the boldest hearts, and that destiny began unfolding the moment Colton rode toward the sacred red canyons where tribal stories said she lived. The very air felt different there, heavy, with the scent of sagebrush and ancient echoes of drums, and as Colton's horse stepped between the towering canyon walls, he sensed that something powerful watched him from above, something wild and unbroken like a thunderstorm waiting to fall. He dismounted slowly, whispering to his horse that he meant no harm. And then he saw her, emerging from the shadows as though carved from the rock itself, a giant Apache woman with braided black hair that flowed like a dark river, shoulders as broad as a war shield, and eyes sharp enough to see through any lie. She stood nearly a head taller than Colton, her presence immense, not just in size but in spirit. And though he had faced outlaws, storms, and the unforgiving cruelty of the frontier, he felt his breath catch at the sight of her, not out of fear, but awe, for she carried herself with such fierce pride and unshakable strength that even the mountains behind her seemed humbled. Kanya spoke first, her voice deep and steady like rolling thunder, demanding to know why a cowboy dared enter sacred Apache ground. And Colton answered with sincerity rather than bravado, explaining that he was searching for a group of lost settlers rumored to have vanished near the canyon. Instead of boasting or challenging her, as other men had foolishly done, he simply respected her, and that alone made her pause. No man had ever approached her without trying to prove himself. Yet here stood a cowboy whose courage came not from arrogance, but from character. Still, she stepped closer, towering over him with the intimidating grace of a mountain lion, and warned him that the canyon tested the hearts of all who entered. Before she could finish her warning, a rumble shook the earth. Loose rocks tumbled down the canyon wall, and in an instant a massive boulder broke free, crashing toward Colton with deadly force. Everything happened too fast for thought. Yet somehow Kanya moved faster, grabbing his arm with a grip forged from a lifetime of survival and strength, pulling him out of the boulder's path with such power that the air itself seemed to split around them. When the dust settled, Colton stared at her, stunned by the effortless way she had saved him. But she only crossed her arms, remarking with a stubborn pride that she didn't save him because she cared. She simply refused to let the canyon claim a stranger before she decided whether he deserved to be there. But as Kanya turned away, something flickered in her eyes, something she tried to hide, a spark of curiosity she had never felt for any man before. Colton dusted himself off, his heart pounding not from fear but something deeper, something unfamiliar yet compelling, and he thanked her with a sincerity so genuine that it left her momentarily speechless. Together they journeyed deeper into the canyon, Kanya moving with unmatched strength as she shattered fallen logs and cleared paths that would have taken Colton hours, while he offered clever solutions and quiet wisdom she did not expect from a cowboy. The deeper they went, the more the air changed, thicker, quieter, almost sacred, and Kanya realized she was studying him, noticing how he didn't flinch when she lifted a fallen tree trunk one-handed or when she climbed a cliff wall like a seasoned warrior. Instead of being intimidated, he admired her without a hint of insecurity. No man had ever done that. As the sun dipped low, painting the canyon in molten red, they found signs of the missing settlers, footprints, abandoned supplies, and strange marks leading toward the hidden heart of the canyon, known in Apache lore as the Echoing Spirit, a place said to test courage itself. Kanya warned Colton that no outsider had ever entered and returned unchanged. But he refused to turn back, insisting that innocent lives depended on him. His calm bravery chipped away at the wall she had built around herself for years. And for the first time in her life, she found herself walking beside a man, not leading him, not challenging him, but moving in silent harmony, as though their destinies had been braided together long before they met. When they reached a narrow passage where the wind howled like ancient spirits, Kianya stopped him with a firm hand on his chest, her voice softer than before, warning that beyond this point, only the strong of heart survived. Colton looked up at her, at the towering giant, woman who believed no man was strong enough for her, and simply said, "Strength isn't measured in size, it's measured in heart. And I reckon yours is the strongest I've ever seen." No one had ever spoken to her like that, with respect instead of fear, admiration instead of challenge, and for a moment, the giant Apache woman felt her heartbeat shift, unsure whether she was allowing him to enter the sacred canyon, or allowing him into something far deeper within herself. With a silent nod, she stepped aside, allowing him to pass, and together they walked into the crimson glow of the canyon's heart, unaware that the journey ahead would not only test the limits of their courage but also forge a bond powerful enough to shake the very laws she once swore by. And so began the tale of a cowboy and a woman stronger than legend itself, a sure tale that would echo through the wild West for generations, of how a giant Apache warrior who believed no man could ever match her strength discovered that true strength was not about overpowering, but standing beside the one fate had chosen for you.